Goodness gracious. I got to change all the words I was going to say. All right. Hello, everybody. My name's Paul Roberts, and I'm excited that y'all get to hear from my man TC today. I have no doubt. I know the work TC. Let me say this. When TC is given an assignment to help people out, like he goes all out to make sure that he gives the best of him and teaches y'all as much as he can. Like he didn't take this assignment lightly, and I know him. And I kind of wanted to call him up and say, "Hey, you take it. You don't have to take it so serious because like he goes over the top to make sure he delivers the best for y'all, and that's the way he is with everything. I'm not kidding you. You call him up on the phone, ask him a question, and I'm thinking, and Carolyn's heard me talk to him on the phone, and he'll give me the answer, and I'm thinking we're done, and he thinks about two more things he needs to tell me because that's his heart. That's who he is because he cares so much, and he cared so much to put this presentation together to help everybody. So please do me a favor, just if you can. I know we live in the world of social media. Just try to pay attention, put your phones down, stay off Facebook for a couple of minutes, because I promise you what he's put into this, the money he has spent to be able to deliver what he's given y'all. Like he should charge y'all for this. No kidding. Right, Scrivener? Like this is like chargeable stuff because he spent a lot of money to get what he's about to teach us. This is very valuable for all of us. And I absolutely love him. I love his heart. The first day I walked into this office, he opened his arms to me and my team, and I felt like I belonged immediately. Because anybody coming here today for the first time? Anybody coming here for the first time? On the way here, did you think about like, do I really want to go? Come on, be honest. Like, do I, Echo, will you be honest with me? Like, you're driving here like, I don't know any of these people. You with me? Really? But I guess I'm the only one. I wanted to turn around like 15 times. I didn't want to be here. I was like, I don't want to come meet everybody. I don't want to meet. Are you with me? Are you like me? No, I want Apparently, I'm the only messed up person here. But I didn't want to come. I was like, I don't want to be here. Right. But I walked in and this man changed everything. The way he treated us. He hugged us. He welcomed us. He gave me a famous nickname that I love. And if you could just do me a favor, because you're going to be sitting for the next 45 minutes, can y'all just stand up and let's give him a round of applause to get him fired up about what we're doing? Let's welcome TC.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Paul. Thanks so much for the introduction, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming today. I know the weather's a little cold, but I'm going to make this hot. This is a hot topic, at least for me. My name is Ton Tran. I go by TC. Ton, and C is my middle name, middle initial, Chi. So TC is easier. I've been in real estate for a little over 16 years. I'm an Icon agent with EXP. Just joined EXP 14 months ago. I'm also a certified mentor, ranked number 19 in Texas within EXP, so about 11,000 agents. Thank you. And recently recognized as top 500 real producer agent in DFW. Not really to brag, but in the case that what you put in is what you can expect to get out. Very passionate in real estate, passion as far as passion in helping my clients succeed their dream, their goals. My goal is to make my client happy. The client loves me. In return, they flourish me with referral, right? And so we all here building a Raven fans how we can serve our client to the best of our ability. Our interests last, our clients first, always, right? But at the same time, we always need to educate ourselves. I've been in real estate 16 years, but the first 15, I have dual career. Real estate has always been my passion. I don't ever call it part-time or side job. It's more than a full-time. I dedicate a lot more time on the road. During break time, eat really quick, on the phone with client during lunch. After work, sometimes working from home, pajama change, ready to go. When I sign off of the computer, I hop onto the car to drive to a show. You know, come home, dinner with family, family goes to bed, I go back to work. Who doesn't love money? But what I love is to help my client. Like I said, it's the passion brings me to my client closer, create that connection with the clients. Be authentic in that sense. So I'm just honored to be here, and I'm honored to be recognized for what I love to do. And I love to show you a little about myself. My family consists of 6, including myself, beautiful wife, Tara. My children, Hannah's the youngest, Sarah, and then Ryan. Then my mom lives with us. We love to travel. We love to go to the beaches a lot. Um, I love to do mountain biking as well as snowboarding, and also volunteer at the Buddhist temple on Sunday, teaching the youth on Sunday. The right picture up there, and very passionate in volunteering for the community. Myself, family, and my team, we do a lot of community service. One thing we love to do the most is serve during Thanksgiving, preparing meals for the needy families, not necessarily homeless. But all this to say, I started out real estate by, it was like another agent, which I'm thankful that I'm here today, asked me to be her assistant. That lead me to here. At first, I was like, this is just going to be a fun job. I'll make a couple sales to pay up for vacations. What felt great about it is I was on the gondola up the mountain on a ski trip, negotiated a deal within that 15-minute ride up the mountain to the peak, and it felt great. Like being able to go have fun and also work. Being able to execute a contract during vacation. Not workaholic, but I always have my laptop with me just to be prepared. I'm always ready, prepared. I'm fortunate now I have an assistant that I'm hiring on. So when I'm on the go, I can call the assistant to assist. But this is just a little about myself. Love my family. We do a lot of vacation, camping, outdoor activities together. That's enough about me. So what is a mega open house? So a lot of people use the term mega open house. It's better terms is call it a launch party. You're launching this property. Everyone use open house. Open house, yes, is that's the generic term. But when you call it a launch party, it sounds fancy. You're launching this property, right? And you do a lot of promotion, not just an average open house. We do a lot of promotions um, designed to attract clients, potential clients, buyers, sellers, as well as agent bringing clients to your home. Neighbors is particularly, right? You do go door knockings, create this connection, building relationship with the neighbor. Do a lot of strategies around marketing, create incentives, do special activities to draw more buyers, more guests to come to your open house, and also create the urgency. This is the launch party. There's a chance we're going to sell this house this first weekend. So bringing that urgency for buyers or sellers to come and tour this home, as well as neighbors, right? And mega open house require a lot of time, a lot of preparation, not like your average open house. And obviously, it's costly as well. So the goal is to create an ultimate success, ultimate event where buyer and seller would like look forward to come, right? Invite the whole neighborhood, invite all your friends, invite the friends that live in the neighborhood, the client that you help sell or buy a home in that neighborhood. And so that's a picture of myself, my team, hosting the open house. One last recent open house that we've done, along with a preferred lender that I invited to join us. So, who in here never done an open house before? All right, Mo, a couple of people, a couple of agents. Myself, shamelessly growing up as a real estate agent, not going through training, not talking to other agent, not following, shadowing what they do. I spend about 4 hours to host an open house. That consists of putting input the open house on the MOS, print out the sheets, which say text 30 minutes, really maybe 3 minutes. I would show up to the open house 30 minutes before, put my son out, right? Maybe luckily, if I have the time, go around the neighborhood, not door knocking, not knowing how to do that until recently. Then host the open house for 2 hours, scrambling, leave, lead generation 30 minutes, make a phone call here and there. They don't answer, the guest doesn't answer, I won't call back, I won't text, I won't email. So really 4 hours. Am I using good use of my time? No, because I'm just doing it like on the fly and without any preparations. And I know there's other agent like myself, shamelessly. I've done that. I've done that for years because not having the training, not knowing what's out there to compare to. And what I love about us is we're sharing. And the conference that I attend, shamelessly for the 15 year, I only spend about $50 to $100 per year on education because it's required. Having 2-3 jobs, family, and so I don't have time. But I'm very, very big on education. And the last year and a half, I've gone to at least 6 or 7 conferences already, and a lot locally. But the 6 or 7 are like out of state. And so, really, to host an effective mega open house, how many hours do you think it will take, an average? to host an effective, attractive mega open house launch party? 10? About 30, at least in my definition. So 1 or 2 weeks prior to the open house, right, when you after you take on the listing appointment, either during the listing consultation, I try not to use the appointment, it's the consultation. I'm coming to give you consultations. I'm not trying to get an appointment to win the sale. I'm going to consult you how to best prepare your home, how to sell your home for top dollar. So during the preparation, whether right after consultation or follow after the consultations, work with the seller on preparing the home to tidy up the property, stage it, organize it, move things to the garage or storage, donate things, get contractors in to get some bids for the sellers. I meet them there personally because I have built that distrust with the contractor and the seller. With like if they feel better as an agent, I'm there pointing out things. I don't tell the seller you should do this and that. I said if this is my home, this is what I would do because I want to sell my home for a top dollar, right? I don't want to ever say you should do this, you should do that. So in that preparation stage takes a couple of appointments, right? Myself or my team members can be there on my behalf. Start creating the marketing, the promotions, right? Marketing consists of flyers, pay ad, post your flyers on social media, do videos, share stories. I have this property coming up soon, attract more buyers to come to your open house. Let them know of the open house in advance. So 2 to 3 days before the open house, or preferably even earlier, 4 to 5, up to you, come back to visit the property with the seller to make sure that the home is ready before the photographer come, before the videographer come, right? You want to make sure the home is ready before it's on pictures or video. And then I would place the open Saturday or open Sunday or both by my sign in the front yard, just to let the neighbors that drive by see that sign, to anticipate the open house, to invite their guests or the family member. Because if you don't do that, you show up the day off, an hour before, most of the neighbors are busy the days. And if they call their friend won't be able to make it there in an hour or two, less likely. So you want the more preparation, the better. So my last open house, half of the guests were neighbors. So those neighbors either bring their family or friends, or also looking to potentially sell in the future, maybe like upgrade or downgrade, right? So half of the neighbors saw my sign that I put out. Obviously, we door knock as well. Door knocking, like I said, in the past, I just show up, put my sign, wait for people to come, pray that they come. Sometimes open house, nobody come. I'll get lucky, 1 or 2 people come. But nowadays, open house, my average is about 10. 10. But if I have more preparations, like the one of them I'll show, we had 40 families come by in the first weekend of the launch party. So the day of the open house takes about 4 to 6 hours, 4 hours. Typically, the launch party, you want to have 3 hours, because if you're going to do a lot of preparation, spend a lot of money for just 2 hours, in my opinion, that's not enough. So do at least 3 hours for that first open house, or maybe 4. If you cannot be there the whole entire time, just do the first 2 and ask another agent to man the second half of the open house, right? Lots of agents love to do it. And when you advertise the 4 hours, giving the guest an opportunity, more guest opportunity to come. So obviously the setup consists of, like I said, the sign a few days before. We would drive the neighborhood, put up for open house the directional sign. We don't want to put it too early, because if the guests follow the sign and we're busy door knocking or do another thing, then they may not be happy. But as far as door knocking, if possible, door knock the day or 2 days before the open house. That's, again, giving the guests enough time to invite their family and friends to come. Because you do it an hour before, even the neighbor, they don't have time to come at that time. They all have plans, right? So do it before, the afternoon before, or 2 days before. So the personal touches is bringing flowers to the open house. Maybe the home doesn't have any flowers. Bring a vase of flowers or a pot of flowers. Air freshener if necessary, if there's not one installed, or burn candles. Turn on some soothing, relaxing music, right, on the TV or just a speaker. And then lastly, post open house follow-ups. Follow-ups can be 3 to 6, but obviously it could be infinity, because those are the leads that you want to nurture and continue to nurture the leads, right? Follow-ups. within 24 hours. Not wait, even though you have it Saturday. Sometimes Grace maybe not don't want to bother them on Sunday, but do it Monday morning. Follow up when it's still fresh in the mind. And then the key is, a lot of time we use app or on the notepad, sign-in sheet. Make note. Everybody come in, try to create the connection with the guest. Make a note next to it because you have 20 guests come in and you don't know which one you have that create a connection. If a guest say, "My daughter's from Austin, looking to move here," obviously there's a comment box. They may not put that, but you yourself make some comments so that when you call the guest, you can relate to them, and they can relate. Oh yeah, he remembers me. But if you say, "Oh yeah, oh by the way, your husband came," you're like, "What? I'm single," right? Just so make as much note as you can because you don't want to offend them, right? So as far as nurturing leads, follow up, phone call, text message, send them an email, or better yet, a video, a short video, 10-second, 20-second, just thanking them to the open house, and follow up with what value you can bring to them. More than half of the guests will have an agent, or sometimes they think they have an agent. So I don't ask, "Do you have an agent?" Because they said, "Yeah," but yet they don't have anything signed, or they think of an agent they met years ago. I would ask, "Are you currently working with an agent? Or you actively working an agent?" Meaning, an agreement signed. Because I know Brandon, he's a good friend of mine. When I buy, I'm probably gonna call Brandon, but Brandon never cared to call me, but I remember him. Well, another agent come on and the shining star follow up, making a good impression. I'm gonna remember that agent, and I never signed with Brandon. I'm gonna sign with this agent that offer all this value to me without charging me. So don't ask, "Do you have an agent?" Because I hear agent or a co-host ask, "Are you actively working with an agent?" If they say yes, then it's good. It's still good to follow up with them because thanking them and offer value. I mean, I'm not trying to steal them away from their client, from their agent, but I'm just offering a value to them. Can I send you market updates? Or is it okay if I add you to my database to send you market update or holidays greeting, or better yet, little gifts or client appreciations? They won't turn it down. I mean, so very important. And lastly, update the seller. Update the seller. How was the open house? The feedback you received during the open house or after the open house. And then I love what the Texas Ace team does. Their team and their dedicated assistant update the seller weekly or bi-weekly on the status of the property, and also go into the home, especially vacant home, not probably just vacant home, right, Charlie? And inspect the property because vacant home, it could be vandalized, or during the freeze tonight. If you don't check before the freeze and after freeze, what if something happened? It could be a lot worse. All right, so for the open house flyer, create a theme open house flyer. Little colorful. I did it myself. I have a VA now that does more professional. But the first theme was, so that first one, the two-story house, I've done 3 or 4 open houses. The launch party, not mega. I didn't know about it until I attended Tom Ferry Success Summit, which I highly recommend that you attend. I'll go over a little bit about that at the end. But create a theme, summer barbecue. So we actually I brought the grill. I didn't physically barbecue, but I heated up, right? With charcoal and all. We cater in chop sandwich, chopped beef, and then just put it on top of the grill and warm it up for the guests. So create that theme, and I call it "Join Us for a Barbecue Party." Initially I call it neighborhood block party, but I don't want people to mislead that I'm hosting a neighborhood, because you got sometimes some HOA you need to have an approval from them or a permit from the city. So I renamed it to just a barbecue party, inviting the neighbors to come. And I'll show you in a little bit. A neighbor next door brought the whole case. He works for Coca-Cola. Brought the whole case of drinks for us, for our guests. And I got invited to their home to have a long chat with them. And they said, when we're ready to sell in the next year or so, we'll call you. So I created that impression. But guess what? If I don't follow up through the year, I slapped myself recently, not physically. There's a very, very famous home in the neighborhood, throws a big Halloween party. Like seriously, the whole hundreds of thousands of people come to this party. I created this connection with the seller. They say they're selling. I chat with them for 30 minutes. My kid and wife enjoy. They also do Christmas lights as well. created that connection and exchanged gift business card and all. This Halloween, we drove by. I didn't see anything on the yard. I have a feeling, oh man, they're either getting ready to sell or already sold. My daughter asked, Daddy, how come that's not your sign on the yard? Man, that hurts. That hurts. That is my fault. It's all my fault. I created that connections with the potential lead, the seller. The bad thing is I did not have a CRM. 15 years, business great. A lot of people treat it as a hobby. Hobby when it comes to you do it, or whenever you have time you do it. But it just I was always overwhelmed. Business great, but in order to nurture and create more leads to scale up, you have to have a good database and follow up, follow up, follow up. Because if not, the seller run into Brandon yesterday when they're thinking about selling tonight. Husband and wife talk. Oh yeah, Brandon just told me he's got his license recently, even though he's new, but he made an impression to me, right? So follow up, follow up. The second one was in the fall, so we called it Touchdown Home Tour. Um, so during football season, right? So pizza, hot dogs, and such. And then when I post that flyer on Facebook story, I added animations. Football guy come and tackle each other. It's pretty cool. So just a lot of time I don't post just a flyer. I add some kind of animations because it's included in Facebook story. So I didn't know that until recently. Sorry. So this is the barbecue block party that I did. So sorry, I should have renamed that, not block party, but it was a barbecue party for the neighbors. So I invited all the neighbors. We went door knocking the evening before, invited all the neighbors, invited all the friends that I have in the neighborhood, as well all the clients that bought and sold with me in the neighborhood. So I used to live in this neighborhood. It's the master plan community, 4,000 plus homes. So I sold quite a few homes in that neighborhood. So I'm going to show you a quick video, and then to the right of that, it's just our team. Just took a couple pictures. We did videos, live stream, put it live. Invite them early on when clients, when you host the open house, even if there's no guests yet. It's good to do it when there's guests coming, so they're like, oh yeah, there's people coming, and not just, oh, he's bored. He probably doesn't have anybody coming. He's doing video, but do it early, live, to invite the guests. Obviously, I invite a day before and the day off. The story is 24 hours, but I'm gonna do it again in the morning, right? So then here's just a quick video here. So I do that video, invite them, post it, and at the bottom there I do a video, selfie video, right? So we'll go to the next slide. So this is where I need to do it manually. All right, so this is the Cowboys Tailgate Home Tour. We did the mega open house on Saturday and Sunday, 3 hours per day. We had a lot of people came, at least 40 families. We had a lot of leads, a lot of people came, and that happens to be my neighbor. So I was a secret agent for 15 years. I did not let my neighbors know, especially my coworkers and former manager, because side gig. But when you're secret, no one knows you. I'm thinking like the neighbor across the street, which a friend of mine said, because I was moving and putting up for sale sign. He said, hey, Freddie's moving soon too. He and his wife building a home. I didn't get to represent them on the bill. But guess what? I came and we know each other, and I recreated a connection. Just let them know if I can assist with anything in real estate down the road. Please let me know. One of these days, he called me up, and I was on the phone with my coach, my real estate coach, and I was like, now I'm gonna respond to him. He's like, no, pause with me, just respond, let him know you're in the meeting. That letting the lead, the potential seller, know that you're important, but at the same time, you're at the meeting. So I got let him know I'm getting back with him soon. The guy set the appointment. In the past, I was like, you call me at 1, I'm gonna be there at 5. Try to do things really fast and come to the presentation. I failed. Now I've told him, hey, let me look at my schedule. Even though I'm available at 5, look at my schedule, because I want to have enough time to prepare, right? I want to have enough time to prepare for this interview, really, right? And so I gave him some availability. In the past, I asked, what's their availability? They're like, most of the time, buyer, right? After 5, because that's their convenience, after 5. Now, better way to handle that is, here's my availability. Give them a couple of time slots. Maybe after 5, one day in the week. Because if you ask them, their availability is going to be after work, unless it's during COVID when the house market is super crazy, where people are more willing to take off work. But if you give them your availability, they'll respect you more. That hey, he's busy, but he have time slots for me. Versus he's hungry for me. I'm gonna talk to the other agent as well because this guy probably doesn't have business that he's hungry. And so this particular open house, this is the most recent one we've done. Very successful. And I'll show you this video just real quick here.
So I'm so excited to announce that we have executed a great contract on this property. We received a total of 5 great offers, all over asking price, with the marketing plans that we.
So real quick, normally, which I still do, I would type and then use some ChatGPT to make it look nicer, and then post it. Success. Who's gonna read? Not too many people. They probably read the first line or two. And my coach like, no, do something different. Do a video. So that morning, went over to do a video. I was gonna do a selfie, but conveniently I had my wife with me, and she did a video, a little more professional, homemade. But when you selfie, you're like so close up. I can't really do much of the expressions or the hand gestures and stuff. But that video attracted a 3 leads. One in particular, potentially still in the talks. 41 listings. It was a syndication deal from a group of investors. They bought the properties during the peak, unfortunately. So they're waiting for it to peak again to sell. So from that video and that gentleman, he said, I never watched any of this video, but somehow your video caught my attention. And video, do more and more and more videos. Your post, everybody does text posts. People don't have time to sit there and read. I'm a slow reader. It'll take me 5 minutes to read a couple paragraphs. But if there's a video of 30 seconds that summarizes, it catch my attention. And this video attracted over 2,000 viewers. Whereas if it's a text, people will scroll through and that get piled up. But that video, when people like or comment, it'll come back up on the feed there. So an estimated cost of a mega open house, who knows? Or how much do you spend on your open house today? Do you spend any money on your open house today?
I don't. Say it.
No?
I'll be honest.
Well, you do. Your time,
Yes.
really? Your time, the ink, the paper. So how much? $50?
Well, yeah. Now that you think about it, because I did the math yesterday for the book I was reading, it's 100. My time is $150 per hour. So if it's 2 hours, 30. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. You're right about that, because if you don't prepare, you are spending time. And I did a calculation last night. It's like $150 per hour is what my time is worth according to my book. So.
Well, I challenge you to be $300 an hour this year.
Okay, let's
Which
do it,
I know
man.
you will do at the open house, maybe in an hour or so. So let's say that's would you say $700?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you decide to do on your typical listing, the 300, 400s, you can spend anywhere between $500 to $1,000. The first one I spent, well, fortunately I had a sponsor. My lender partner sponsored the barbecue and a lot of the things. And as much as I want to pay him or split, he would not let me, which I really appreciate that. So it costs us $500 to $1,000 for our first mega open house. The second mid-tier luxury, $1 million. You can spend anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000. So when we do a mega typical open house, you'd be lucky you have a water there. Sometimes a lot of open house doesn't have water, but oftentimes I see water, little bag of chips, juice, miscellaneous items. But when you do the mega open house, it's a party. It's a launch party, not just a typical open house. And so you can create this buzz. What is it that draws the guests to your open house? If I'm just obviously it's the home, obviously, but we want to incentivize potential buyers, even sellers, to come to your open house. Right? Open house not just for buyer. Your neighbors that could be a seller and a buyer down the road too. But invite people. How are you able to attract people for them to come to the open house? Really, a lot of them is incentives. What are you giving away? You're giving away entertainment or giving away monetary products, right? And so our open house, the second one, we pizza because football, and I didn't. I only watch football once a year, like most of us or some of us. So I didn't have any jerseys, so I went to borrow my friends two of the jersey. Partner didn't have a jersey either, so he has Cowboy. So okay, Cowboy, and my canopy broke and went to Costco before the jersey. They had Cowboy or UT, and I just like blue. So okay, I bought Cowboy. So I did a Cowboy theme. So create a theme, not just just open house, but create that theme, right? Is it gonna be like a glitter open house party or something, if you look girly or whatever the case, or if there's a boxing match that weekend, some kind of theme that related to boxing, come box with us to win this house or something. So just create that theme. So as far as the mid-tier luxury, $1 million home or so, have a videographer or photographer come and take picture of you. Do a professional photo and video of you doing the open house. Take as much picture as possible because you're gonna reshare those pictures, share the successes, or just down the road you just want to say, hey, just want to share this successful open house that I've done a couple months ago, right? So your high-end luxury open house, like Texas Ace Team just had one. They had a broker open that would cost a couple thousand. So sushi and wine and all that 9 yards, right? And so this high-end luxury open house, you may be hiring a famous DJ or famous singer to come to this open house. I've seen some that in California, LA. I mean, imagine 20 or 30 million dollar home. You just don't have, cheeseburger at the open house, right? You have like wine, cocktail, cognac, and like people hire like professional DJs, singers to come to this open house. You have camera or drone flying around taking pictures, photos, and everything. So it could cost a lot. But if it's like a $30 million and you're spending $5,000, I mean your commission is like 90,000. You spend only 5,000 to attract buyers, right? Or sellers. So those high end obviously cost more. Where does this money come from other than from Brandon's pocket? So we partner with business partners like Texas Ace Team recently partnered with AML, Absolute Mortgage and Lending, to sponsor. I'm sure there are other sponsors as well, but I think AML is the biggest sponsor. So yes, we do have the money, but let's work smarter because our money, and if the sponsor helps us, they're happy to sponsor. Because a friend of mine, I invited him to sponsor $200 bubble tea. He won a big contract, not contract, but he's now Texas Ace Team one of the preferred inspector. $200, $2,000 per month at least. So partner with your local lenders, title company, inspection company, right? Home staging company, you name it. Any companies that can sponsor. Obviously, you want to thank them after you host an open house, or add them to the flyers. Here's our list of sponsor. Which, admittedly, I haven't done that on open house flyer because this limited space. But I do thank them when I do video or on a post, and tag them as well because they love to tag. Because I tag them, I gain more exposures. Their friends can see it, right? They may have 5,000 followers like Brandon. I get 5,000 plus exposure from tagging Brandon, right? And also collaborate with your local businesses, coffee shop, restaurants, the businesses that the guests, the neighbors love to come to, right? The famous donut shops or famous ice cream store. People come for food, and oftentimes they come because they like that food. They like that food, and they want to support that business. And so, and also when you come, just do a video with the business. They love it, right? You help promote them and you tag them. It promotes yourself as well, right? So don't go on your own. Even if you don't have sponsor, invite a coworker or two, a friend or two, or ask new agent to come with you. They'll love to join the open house because they get to watch you and learn from you. Create a VIP experience. You want them to feel VIP. You want the guests to feel VIP when they come to the open house. I have not yet, but I plan to buy a red rug to put in front of the house. A lot of time when you buy a nice vehicle, they'll give you like step on the red rug. I mean, I have builder does that, and I'm like, wow, I remember that builder, David Wickley. That's the only builder that I've seen that done with the red rug on the final walkthrough day. Make create that feeling. It's remember, at least for me as an agent, I remember that this is like a year and a half ago. All right, roll up the red carpet or a welcome table. I have a canopy, maybe a couple of canopy because I can't use cowboys all the time. Especially this past weekend, if I were to host a mega open house and have cowboy, maybe it'd be funny, but obviously they would think that I'm a cowboy fan, which I'm not. Um, so balloons, whatever, flags, flyers, you name it. Offer refreshment, food, drinks, desserts, even ice cream. Well, we bought ice cream, but don't want to leave in the fridge. We asked the seller, is it okay we keep the ice cream in the freezer before, I mean, even though they'll give us the house, but ask for permission before you do so. Just don't assume the seller's happy with it. So just always be courteous and ask. So yeah, we had ice cream, popsicle during summer, August, or it was October. Still hot, so we brought ice cream out for the kids and the guests. So obviously, open house. A lot of time, agents print out MOS sheet in the past with agent information, how much the agent get paid and all the stuff, or a short version of agent. Create a professional brochure, right? Create a professional brochure of the property, as far as other handouts of why they should move into this home, the feature of the home, or the feature of the community, the school, or surrounding. And then the lender can have their own flyer about financial options. So capture the lease with the sign-in system. In the past, I just print out a sign-in sheet with my picture on there and some information. Now there's app, but if I print out the sign-in sheet, then I have to, a lot of time, the handwriting I can't read, right? Or they'll leave it blank because it's not required. Well, with the app, multiple apps. So here's the list of apps, digital apps, or you can create a QR code to scan, right? Scan for Google Form. You can do your own instead of an app. Google Form, capture all the information you want to capture. Some are mandatory, some are not. So don't make everything mandatory, else they're just going to give up and X out, right? So here's a list of Spatial. Curve Hero, I've used Curve Hero. Open House Wizard, the House View Home, Happy Open House, and then Open House Pro. That's many products, but Open House Pro, I just downloaded last night. They had 2.3 star review. I list 6 because one particular website put them on the list. But I use Curve Hero, and it integrated with KV Core and your system, your database as well. Or if you decide to do a QR code, create the Google form, anything you want to capture. Okay, so Google form, like almost like imagine this a buyer seller client intake form. So you obviously require the buyer 1 or optional buyer 2. Their name, their date of birth, address. If they have children, optional. Their name, date of birth. The pet name, date of birth. The reason, optional. You don't want to make it mandatory. The children's date of birth. Let's say imagine you send a $5 gift card. Not a lot, but it makes a big impact on that child. Receiving that $5, hey, the agent Ton sent you a birthday card. He opened it up. Oh man, $5, Starbucks or Roblox or whatever, right? And every year, if you do it, if you keep up with it until the 18, whatever, they're gonna look forward for that, and they're gonna remind their parent, the agent. If you don't send it, they're still gonna remind their parents of the agent. And guess what? So if you do it consistently. Or their pet. If you were to send a pet a birthday card, I mean, pet have birthday, right? So gift card to PetSmart or Petco or something, right? All right. So when clients or guests come to open house, offer raffle, offer some kind of prize to encourage them to sign in. Because this last open house, I didn't offer prizes, but it's like almost like forcing them to sign in. And obviously, they don't fill out the email or the phone number. Obviously, when they win something, obviously, they're gonna put the email and or phone number correctly. They want to make sure that if they win, they get a phone call from you, right? So because you don't offer it, they're just gonna put their name and maybe the email. Sometimes people just put, I have an agent. But if they have an agent and they know they're a chance to win, they'll put their email at least and the phone number, right? All right. Similar, what I just mentioned earlier, provide brochure of the home. So when clients come in, make the connection. If you have open house, a mega open house, if you're expecting a lot of clients, a lot of guests, invite your colleagues, your friend, your lender to come and ask them to help. Take turn in greeting the guests, talking to the guests, make them feel welcome. Don't follow them everywhere, but at least greet them and create that connection with the guests, right? And else, there's an agent that I think Ken took a class recently, right? Was about open house, and that agent said, "I don't like busy open house. I want it a little slow so I can create that connection with the guests." Imagine if you're there by yourself and you have 3 or 4 family come in. There's no way you can talk to everyone. And then when one just got your attention, the other guest, maybe a lead that ready to buy tomorrow, and you're too busy with this. I mean, with this guest, you will lose that lead. At least the partners there, they can help that lead, that particular guest. So always make that connection. That picture there, I invited the neighbors, some of my friends, some of my clients, their kids, and the team. All right. So when you greet the guests, don't just say, "Hello, Mrs. Jones," and then the children, the dog, and you don't know about them. And you greet them. Make sure you greet the children and the pet too. Just say, "Hello, furry friend," or something like that, right? Just create that connection. Just don't think that, because then you only making the parents feel special, or the attention is the whole family, not just, of course, the father or the parents or the buyers, but their children or make an impact as well as the pet, because they want a big yard for the pets, right? Ask key questions. Are you actively looking? They'll tell you, because one just told me they've been looking for 3 years. So obviously they're active, but I think this is the looking for fun, or they wait for the right home, right? So you kind of have the sense. And are you currently working with a realtor? Not just do you have a realtor. Everyone has a realtor that in their mind. Like I said earlier, provide the space. Greet them at the door, or follow them, show them, how open is this, and feel free to look around. Let me know you have any questions. I'll be here in the front or outside under the canopy. Live stream the virtual reach. Do I still have time, Daniel?
No, you're good.
Okay. So here's a quick virtual.
Hey everyone, it's
stream.
Tan with eXp Realty. Come and join us for some barbecue today. We're having an open house at 6944 Sea Harbor Drive in the beautiful Grand Prairie. This is in Grand Peninsula with top-rated school in Mansfield. Come check out this beautiful home with us.
So done, and I just kind of
You like it?
showcase the guests and the home.
All right, you got Michael grilling here. Delicious chopped beef brisket.
Yes, sir.
Got some hot dogs as well.
This guy was loaded. I see this young lady is good. Oh, that's what I want.
So, okay. So go live on social media, all the platforms, if you can. For me, I'm very comfortable with Facebook. I'm OG. I just told Brandon this morning, I'm learning Instagram. Never really had to care for Instagram, but with real estate, you got to be up on top of all the social media if your plan is to attract online leads. So there's various social media platforms you should look into. So what I just did, I recorded that, and then also when you're there, or even before the open house, record a lot of videos so you can create those contents. So from the conference I attended recently, the agent asked the seller, "I need 8 hours at your home on the photo day." Seller asked, "Why 8 hours? Other agents spend 30 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, snap a picture on the phone. 8 hours, you got a photographer coming, video. You do your own video, or the videographer shoot a lot of different clips for you to reuse those content." So my theory is, for every listing, I want to attract 3 to 5 buyers or sellers, 3 to 5 clients. And how do I do that? Is using that listing. Number one, I can help sell it quicker by showcasing the listing regularly. The seller is gonna love it because they see that I'm working, or my team is using their home to promote, right? And then those contents. I mean, I'm being challenged right now. 3 stories per day, 3 new feed per week, which is easy, right? But how you can make that easy is create those content in advance. There's agents create a whole month of content within a day to batch content creations. Imagine if you iron your clothes. You bring the iron board out, plug it in, wait till warm, put the iron board out, then start iron, put it away, take 5 minutes, one shirt. But imagine you are in 30 shirts. It takes 30 minutes, so 1 minute per shirt, because you have everything lined up. So same thing with video, everything lined up. If you don't want to change clothes, okay, just wear one. Nobody can say, oh, that video you didn't change your clothes. Don't worry about that. And there's an agent, very successful. She closed about 200 transactions per year on social media. She only wear black. No one ever said, "Oh, you didn't change," right? So don't worry about how you look. It's worry the content you're creating. Is it meaningful to the end user, the audience, right? Take a lot of pics. Like I said, take a lot of pics. Ask others to take a pic. I asked Brandon to do a video of me today because I can't imagine just doing myself. And if I do this, it look kind of weird. Like, oh, hello everyone. Just ask others to take video and picture of you so that you can reshare. Okay, and do the same to your partners that co-host with you. And then especially when you interact with, oh, I misspelled videos, interact with guests. Okay, when you interact with guests, is when an audience see you interact with guests or greeting and come down and pat the dog, you create that connection with them. They're like, oh yeah, he's friendly, he's really nice, he loves pets, instead of, hey Brandon, hey Jennifer, welcome to open house, and you do your thing, and I forgot Ellie and your two dogs, right? Post follow up. So very, very important to follow up with the leads that come in. You spent countless hours preparing for the open house. You spent 5 or 6 hours away from your precious family on a weekend. Worse yet, on a Sunday, if you skip church or temple, do not do that. Especially for me, if I go on social media and then the kids at the youth group say, hey, he's busy making money. He doesn't want to, So if you're going to commit, stay committed. So follow up. So not just buyers, right? Because they could be seller too. So potential clients, follow up with them, create that relationship. You already made notes of Mrs. Jones has a daughter from Austin looking to move to Mansfield. Call Miss Jones. Hey, Miss Jones, have you had a chance to talk to your daughter yet? This home that you toured over the weekend. Of course, you're gonna thank her first. But she's like, yeah, I talked to her. Yeah, can I? Do you mind if I connect with her, or can you connect her with me? I'd love to assist her. Then invite them to create that connection. But sometimes, like when you ask for phone number, Miss Jones may not be comfortable, and you say, I would love to send her more information. She may group text us or send me her information, right? So follow up, act quickly. Do it within 24 hours possible. If you're doing it Saturday, just Monday morning. Sunday, obviously Monday, as soon as possible on Monday. Obviously, there's certain time you want to call and certain time you don't want to call. During workout, maybe if you call, they don't pick up, send a text, or just send a text just to let you know, thank you, I'd love to follow up you later. If there's dinner time, some prime time, don't call and bug the potential lead during prime time. Create a personalized message, not just a thank you and a mass text. To them, they know it's a mass text. Or worse yet, they think it's a robot. Use multiple channels. Text, video, send a quick short video. I have Android. When I send to Brandon with iPhone, it's blurry. So download an app to do that. So you can send it to Apple friendly. Hopefully one of these days they love each other and get married. So use multiple channel, text, email, call, video, text, video. Video is very, very, birthday messages. I have like maybe 500 people, and I apologize if I haven't responded to one or two. But Calvin sent me a 10-second video. That created an impression to me. Or some leads that I hear all the time. People post on Facebook group, I'm looking for a realtor. Thousands of agents flooded this post. But if you have their phone number, most likely not, but at least send them a private message. If you can call them on Facebook or something, pick up the phone call, because I have agent told me I use that client used me because I was the only one that called them, because they'll be overwhelmed with so many to pick from. You distinguish yourself. Okay, provide additional value. So after the open house, you follow up and you provide value to the potential client, offering value. Let them know, hey, it's only taking me 5 minutes. It doesn't cost anything. The system's automated. I don't have to do a thing. It sends to you automatically whenever a home hits the market or come back on the market. If you don't like it, just click on the trash can, or I can send it to you once a week if you like me to send you once a week. I don't want to flood your inbox. Okay, qualify their interests. Don't send them the whole city of Plano. If they're looking for West Plano or that school, filter down to that particular school. Because if you already tell me I want West Plano and I'm sending you Plano, Allen, Frisco, McKinney, you're like, hey, Ton, I appreciate you, but I want Plano. I'm getting a lot of email from you, you know? And lastly, keep the conversation going. I created a good impression with Brandon today. If I don't ever call him up, I don't remind him, I don't send him text message or at least greeting call once a year on Christmas or New Year, he's not going to remember me. But not just once, do it more than once. Monthly, if you think monthly is too much, quarterly or at least twice a year. Analyze and improve. So after the open house, you know, uh, take some time to reflect what you could do better, right? What you could have done better, what could be improved. Ask your colleague that hosts the open house with you. Ask the lenders or preferred partners to join you. Just ask for their input, how you all can do it better next time. If needed, adjust the marketing strategies. You know, I've done paid ad for one of my open houses. Some guy, oh, not guys, sorry. A gentleman from Ohio said, "You're wasting your money advertising your open house to me in Ohio." And so, thank you so much, sir. Uh, I'm new, I'm still learning, but he gave me feedback. So the next time I do it, I know how to filter to target the area for DFW only or Mansfield only, right? Just don't waste your money. I mean, it's good to get visibility from Plano because one of these days, oh, that buyer may move to Plano, but target it correctly to spend your money wisely. Adjust the questionnaire if needed. Maybe you put everything mandatory and you don't get a lot of people sign in because they may scan your QR code and they may walk away and, oh, it's too complicated. I'm just going to X out. So if you make it too complicated, they're not going to do it. Just a couple basic. The very basic is the guest, one of the parents, fine. The guest info, that's it. And the spouse is optional and the kid's optional. But if I send the intake form, the spouse, I would want to have them fill in the spouse. I'm going to need that for the contract. And then when I send emails or call, I know how to greet them accordingly. All right, turn every open house into more listings, more listing. So the Tom Ferry Success Summit event I've attended, Nike, just do it. Tom Ferry, just list it. Okay, so more listing. Every listing, I want to attract 3 to 5 clients, not leads. Try to mix them in, client and leads, cleats. Every listing, I want to convert and turn 3 to 5 clients. How do I do that? How can you do that? Anybody have example? I know Brandon's good at it. Social media, promote your listing, right? Yeah, so in the past, when I take a listing, you know, started out with my phone, DSC or whatever. I don't know how to edit. It's worse, and put in my phone to edit, but it was just like post it and wait for the fish to bite. That was me in the past. A lot of agents do that, unfortunately, and that's why listing become expired or the sold date is 3 months and not first weekend or not first few weekends. To attract more leads on every listing is do a lot of promotion. Promote the property. Promote. Social media, really selling yourself more than anything. But having high quality images, video tour of the property, right? Area photos. You don't need to do area photo on every. I mean, if there's 1,000 homes in this neighborhood and nothing to feature about the backyard or anything, that's really just showing the neighborhood, which is good, but especially those who have a view in the backyard or a pool or some nice structure, showcase those, not just area drone. And when you come to the listing consultation or come back multiple times, do multiple clips and reshare those. Because basically sharing something that is like stand out, not just an average table or close up with the fireplace. So something that will catch the audience attention. And then if there's like a love, convert those into leads. If someone keep loving your content, reach out to them, thank them for like viewing and liking your content. Start making that connection and eventually convert them into your leads, your clients. Okay. So like I said, open house just isn't about selling the property. It's an opportunity for you to generate more leads, right? What are the chances that that home is sold by the listing agent? Very small. But that buyer, the guests come to your home, you can convert them into your buyer. You might have a lot higher chance. So most agents come to an open house. Seller loves it because they think you. It really, the goal is to help the house sold, but in reality, for agent is bring more leads, free leads, great leads. You don't have to buy. You already create that connection with the guests that come in, right? And so how you can attract more by going to the knock on doors, the neighbors, and just say, I would like to invite you to the open house. You say, I'm sorry to bug you, but I'm here on the behalf of Mrs. Joan down the street. She would like to invite you to an open house this week, or create a VIP open house for the neighbors. That is going to be better than your public open house because the neighbors, they already know each other, and then you as an agent stand out because nobody does that. Just open house and neighbor come and all everything mixed in, but the neighbor come and they already know Mrs. Jones. They have a great conversation. You have a neighborhood open house for the neighbors, only exclusive. Provide some refreshments. It doesn't have to go all out, but you have all those leads that could potentially convert to a potential buyer or seller down the road. So showcase your expertise, right? Study the market, study the neighborhood. You should already study the neighborhood by running comps for that particular listing. But if it's a small home and this is like a big mansion mixed in, study those as well because you knock on the door and the neighbor say, "Hey, I'm curious how much my home's worth." And you let me go home and run comp and send it to you. Well, a better how you better handle the objection is you already have that study that comp, not like closely, but at least you have some general idea. You can say, when I look at the comp, this is how much I think it's worth. But before I give you a good comp, I like to schedule a time to tour your home to visit you first. Then I can give you a better opinion. And before I tour, I have a list of questionnaire. It's a seller's list of questionnaire that I like to interview the seller, right? Let them do most of the talking. I have a good idea of the home was like. Then I'll come to the home to visit. Then, if needed, if it's a big home, unique home, I'll schedule a follow-up visit because I let them know that I need more time to study to give them a precise recommendations. They'll appreciate that because if I rush, I will fail. I may fail, right? Showcase your expertise. Engage with the neighbor. Like I said, invite them to a VIP neighborhood. When they hear VIP, everyone loves that word, right? uh, Collect and nurture leads. So you already collect the lead that comes in, nurtures it, follow up with the client, potential client. Constant value to homeowners. Constant value would mean study the comps first. And then when you have conversation, you have a better understanding of general value of their home. Obviously, you got to look at the home and look, what all the features that the home has to offer before you can give the seller a more accurate value. So maximize your marketing impact by letting the seller know all the type of marketing that you are providing, because that listing presentation that you're the consultation that you're providing to the seller, your hope is you're the first agent that come because they have nothing to compare to, and you already stand out. All the value you provide, all the marketing plan that you put in place, all the strategies, all the money that you say you're going to spend, they're like, "Hey, I'm good." Sometimes they may cancel the other appointments, but oftentimes, people like to keep commitment. The seller would say, "Yeah, I'm already committed to meet agent B and C tomorrow. Can I get back with you?" You're like, "Yeah, sure. How about I schedule? When's the last appointment? 4 o'clock. How about we schedule 6 p.m. on Monday after your last appointment, just for follow up to see if I can provide any additional insight." Then that's your second chance to close the deal with the seller. Okay, but more than 60%, I think study shows 63% of the time seller use the first agent they contact. And if you're not creating an impression to the seller, if you don't stand out, you're not going to be that first agent. You're not going to be the listing agent, rather. Create that impression, the standout, what value you can provide that couldn't compare. And all the other agent, if they do an average job of, trying to do a sale with the seller instead of consulting the seller, give them advices, then you're already going to stand out. And lastly, follow up. I'm very big on follow up because I fail, and I learn. I learn from mistakes. So consistently follow up with the client. All right, let's make a mega success, right? Just mention all the preparations we've done, everything that I've just shared. Obviously, everybody works differently, and those what I have gathered and I've done myself and learned from the Tom Ferry Summit that I've attended. Because one agent in LA, I was so impressed with her open house. And another impressive thing that she did is, sometimes buyer asks kickback, whatever, or you decide to give them a gift, and if you give money, they may not remember. Like, oh, thank you. But this particular family have children, 2 or 3 kids. Before the final walkthrough, she had the seller approve. She had a team come and install a play set in the backyard. And guess what kind of impression that created with that family, with the family, especially the children, right? It was a big surprise. I'm like goosebumps right now telling everyone. But so what we learned at EXPCon is from one of the presenter, forgot his name, unreasonable hospitality. Create something maybe little. A couple visited New York, ate everything, all the fancy food. They had a talk. One thing I haven't ate yet was the average New York hot dogs. Well, the restaurant manager heard it and told one of the staff. Well, he ran out, got hot dog, put in a nice plate. That little thing cost $5. The hot dog $5, but created a big impression to that guest, right? Plan and promote aggressively. Plan advance. Don't plan the last minute. Admittedly, the first mega open house I did, we pulled this out Friday afternoon. It was my idea, but we're like, hey, let's do it. We did it. It was good, but not great. We provide food. Food brought people. Some people come for food, right? Use live and virtual marketing, like I mentioned. Stage for maximum appeal. Stage the property. Okay, help the seller stage it or move things around if there's no budget for staging. Engage with the visitor, with the guest. Follow up effectively. See, again, follow up. Turn the attendees into serious buyer or seller. I want to thank everyone for your time today. Let me know if you have any questions. Do we have time for a question, Daniel? Do you know what time is it? Oh, okay. Well, if you have questions, I'm going to be here later, or you can scan the QR code to contact me, or my phone number. I should leave it on there, but my phone number is 817-501-1565. 817-501-1565. Let me know if you have any questions regarding mega open house or open house in general or real estate in general. I'll be happy to help.
Everyone give Ton a round of applause because that was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Next, I'd like to introduce my buddy, Paul Roberts, aka the Monkey King. Do you want me to? Can I share why Paul? This is funny, but I respect Paul highly. When I met Paul, come on, Paul. So this picture doesn't look like Paul, but who isn't here watch Disney and American-Born Chinese? The Monkey King shows American-Born Chinese series in Disney. The main character is Monkey King. Looks almost exactly like Paul. I want to use the other picture. So when I first saw him, I was like, "Hey, Monkey King," and he was like, "What? What you call me Monkey King?" That's when we got Paul. I was just like, he looked just like the beard and the mustache and everything, the eye, the hair. This picture doesn't do justice. But welcome. Thank you. Yes.
How's everybody doing? Good. Can y'all be interactive with me? Can I chat with y'all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my name is Paul Roberts, and I guess I'm Monkey King. But no kidding, he called me Monkey King, and then he walked away, and he didn't say anything else. He just said, "Hey, Monkey King," and he walked away. And when he walked away, I go, "Did he just call me Monkey King?" And I looked at Carolyn, my office manager. I said, "Did he just call me Monkey King?" And she goes, "I think he did." I said, What the hell does that mean?" And so we looked it up, and it got worse. A lot worse. And then he came to me, Gabe, and told me why he called me Monkey King, and I felt honored at that point. But at first, I was like, "Dear Lord, is this going over? Is this doing this correctly? I feel like we're doing something funny here. We good? Huh? It is. It is. Yeah. Thank you, Daniel. My man's gonna take care of me. Thank you, Daniel. He knew I looked horrible. Y'all are gonna let me just go. Brandon's laughing at me. There you go. This feels better. Scrivener was gonna let me look like an idiot in front of y'all. I'll show him. Okay. Thank you, TC. You're absolutely amazing. I felt a little guilty when you were saying things like, planning for 30 minutes before. I mean, you said a couple hours. I think Carolyn and I have said, hey, let's go. And do you got bottles of water? Sometimes we forget to bring stuff. So anyhow, it was Myra, right? Sean? Okay, good. So what I want to do today really is share with y'all what I believe is the best business opportunity in the world. No kidding. And I have been blessed. I have been fortunate. I sold a company for multi-millions, and I barely graduated high school. I can barely spell. I can barely add, but yet I was in that position. And I, for all intents and purposes, was retiring. We were closing down my office. Carolyn's been my office manager for 10, 12, 72 years. And so we were closing the office down. As we were closing the office down, this gentleman comes into my office, and he was the real estate agent that was going to rent out the office. Okay. And he said, what do you do? And I said, well, we do insurance, annuities, anything in the insurance world we do. And he goes, why do you have a podcast studio? And I said, because I build from coast to coast. And he goes, so you like to build? And I said, yeah. He goes, do you want to do that again? I said, I don't know. I said, I'm about to go to Grand Cayman Islands with my wife. We're going to have a blast. I'm going to travel the world. We're going to have a good time. And he goes, well, would you like to build in real estate? And I said, I've looked at it before, and you can't do it because the broker's the boss, and you got to stay in your little itty bitty market. And that's not my deal. I got to be able to go coast to coast. I can't just be stuck in little itty bitty Plano, Texas. It's not for me. And he says, will you do me a favor? Will you come meet my two business partners? And I'm about to retire. I ain't got nothing on my schedule. I kind of like the guy. He was the tallest. I used to say that he's the biggest angel that I've ever met, but people thought I was saying Asian. And he is the biggest Asian I've ever met. He's extremely tall. If you know Colin Hugh, you know who I'm talking about. I think he's 6'12", 12.5", something like that. And so, but he's big. And so he says to me, can you? And I said, yeah, sure. So within 48 hours, I was in this office, and Daniel Ng and Calvin Wong were showing me what I'm about to show you. Now, my version's a little bit different than what they showed me because they are way smarter than me. I found out later that my man, Daniel, went to school in Switzerland. I went to school in Switzerland. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say that, thank God, because he knew I was stupid, so he didn't want to lose me right off the bat. So he didn't say that. 'Cause he's a good guy. I think he's read Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, because he could have easily scared me to death. Like I was like, well, I can't do real estate. Homeboy went to school in Switzerland. I went to Bunker Hill Community College, you know. So he shares this with me, and I texted my pastor under the table, and I said, I found it in capital letters. I found it. And I want to show you what I found, if you don't mind. Hey, it's right here, guys. Calm down. Thank you. But what he showed me, I was like, oh, dear Lord, this is going to be so much fun. And no kidding, I texted my pastor and said, I found it. Now, I'm going to tell you when I exactly texted him. I didn't text him right then. I waited for them to show me the opportunity. But there was 4 pillars that this company had that fired me up. Number 1 is leads. Got to have leads. You got to have some type of way to keep the warriors going. Okay, you got to have some type of system of leads to where people can continue to build and build and build. And I hire warriors. In my old business, we hired people that had an attitude of, I'm gonna get the job done. Like, we were crazy. My first 9 months in that business, Jason, I door knocked in Detroit, Michigan. The city, not the suburbs, the city, okay? And I sold $45 a month insurance policies. So we hired warriors. So I knew we had to have leads. And he said something like they had this thing called KV Core. I was like,
KV Core, what'd you just say? I didn't really know exactly what it was. He said the KV Core. So KV Core is an absolute mammoth machine that is working for me right now as I'm talking to y'all. Like, it generates leads. I put the information in there. It shoots out all the stuff to all my customers. It says all the things that you were talking about, TC, happy birthday, this, that. I mean, this thing is a massive locomotive, and it's always working for me. And I've seen some great CRMs. I was in the healthcare world with my man Justin years and years ago. We had a good CRM. Then I got into the insurance world. We had a great CRM. I saw this thing. I said, this thing is like a CRM that just constantly works for you. And it just doesn't stop. But they also have other types of leads. They have the referral. Are you part of the referral network? No? We have Workplace. We have 90,000 agents inside of Workplace that you can get referrals from, Myra. The people that are in all different states and everywhere, right? All around the country, in 27 countries. Yeah. My buddy called me up the other day and he said, hey, Paul, we're going to London. I said, why? Now, this is my buddy that was crazy. We did a lot of bad things together. I can't mention him right now. But he says, we're going to London. I said, why? He goes, Ozzy's playing his last concert ever. We got to be there. I said, this sounds legit. But I'm thinking, if I'm going to London, what should I do? It's not till July, Gabe. I get to start building before I go there, right? I mean, if I'm going to go see Ozzy and do that, I need to be building my business, right? Okay. So we have the referral system. We have so much to offer when it comes to leads. Okay. We can keep you busy. Number 2, the second pillar. Are you good, Carolyn? Carolyn's filming for me right now. Is that okay if she walks around and would bother any of y'all? I'm guessing no one wants you to walk around. How do I erase? Oh, right here. Is this the erase? Okay. Nice. Look at this. We need one of these, Carolyn. I always say that. The second pillar. Okay. Now, he told me the first pillar. Second pillar, I'm getting excited. The second pillar, okay, tell me more. Tell me more. The second pillar is we have education and training. And I'm not kidding you. When they told me, I can't spell. When he said we had education and training, he told me the type of education training they had. I said, y'all have like world-class training. This isn't just normal education training. This is training on demand, right? You can sit on your phone and get any type of training you want. You want to learn how to KV Core? Did I say you want to learn how to KV Core? Is that a dance? Do you want to learn how to use KV Core? That's what I meant to say. Then get on and do the training that we offer you because it's world-class training. It's on demand. One of my brand new agents on my team that came to me from the insurance world, she's like KV Core certified or something crazy like that. She got some type of designation. I don't know what it means, but she went through the training that's offered here. We have the best training in the world. No kidding. We have EXP University. You can go look up any topic you want to. Any topic you want to. We have this is exciting. Is any of my agents that are already with us, have y'all heard of FastCap? This is legit, guys. This FastCap is ridiculous. This is a machine all inside itself. And the guy that's running it right now, you want him as your coach. You want him as your teacher. So sign up. If you haven't done it, sign up. This dude is speaking my language. He's talking all the things that are going to make you successful in the field, I promise you. This dude is good. And Carolyn's actually going through KV Core or FastCap right now. But I was like, oh my gosh, because I know in order to build a business, Teresa, you have to have education and training going all the time. You can't train them all. If your ego's so big, like I'll hear people say to me all the time, like, well, I don't want to hire someone because I won't have time to train them. Whoa, bro, what, you think you're it? You ain't it. You can't be it because you need someone to train for you. You have to have a system of people that are constantly training. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When you start bringing people into this business and you see yourself as a leader and you're all excited, I'm going to knock y'all down a few notches. Is that okay? And you're all excited. I'm their leader. And you walk proud. Guess what? They typically go to somebody else and ask them for questions. Did y'all know that? Who has kids? A couple of us. Wait till yours get a little older. They like you teach them and you teach them and you teach them, and all of a sudden they will go ask Uncle Bill. And you're like, I've been telling you, You can't say that. Just let them, just be glad they learned, right? Well, the same thing happens when you build a team. Your people, I'm sorry, aren't coming to you for everything. You think they are. You think you're it. I brought you into the business, therefore I will teach you everything there is to know about the world, right? No, you need training and education because chances are they ain't listening to you. And the closer you are to them, like if you're buddies with them or friends with them, or if you grew up with, or in my case, if you grew up with them, dear Lord, they don't listen to me. They saw how I grew up. Anybody want to give an amen to that? Like, yeah, I got some friends that ain't gonna listen to me. You don't have to worry about it. We got the best education and training in the world. Now, that's all in the cloud, on demand. Beautiful. Most amazing thing in the world. But we also have training like we had today. I mean, did TC teach us some stuff today? Give him a hand. Seriously. I mean, really. Right, Nancy? I mean, he taught us some stuff today. So not only do we have the cloud, but Daniel has said, hey, listen, we got this big office. Let's use it. Let's train everybody. Let us come in here and train. And I look at this Wednesday as leadership training. To me, it's leadership training. I know for many of y'all, you saw TC sharing this, the mega open house, right? That's what a lot of people saw. What I saw was TC developing as a leader. Because that's what's happening. Because TC had to get up here and teach it. And he had to learn more and more and more about it. In fact, I will bet you, Gabe, he learned more about it when he was trying to put the program together to teach everybody than when he sat through the training. He paid for the training and he sat through the training. He flew there. It cost him money. He learned more today, Myra, because he had to get up here, learn about it, and then teach on it. This is about leadership development. If you wanted to develop as a leader, I begged you. I would love to have you teaching. I really, really would. Seriously, because I know what it's going to do for you. I know how it's going to help you. So that was the second pillar. Number 3 pillar. Carolyn, turn the camera off and turn it back on. Is it back on? Okay. So let's go over the third pillar, because now I'm getting a little excited. They're telling me this. I'm going, okay, because now my dreams and aspirations of hiring a huge organization, Sean, are coming to fruition because I have training and education. Okay, I got training. I don't know how to spell real estate, but I can hire people that will train them how to do real estate. Y'all with me? That's a pretty cool deal. I've never done a transaction back when I started, right? But I was still hiring people. I brought people in before I brought myself in. Does that make sense? And I didn't know what I was doing. Y'all with me? I didn't know what I was doing, but I was bringing people in because I didn't have to worry about it because we had the second pillar. This is the third pillar. You ready? This is where I got a little bit more. Now I'm about to text my pastor. I haven't texted him yet, but I'm getting really, 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 really close. Ownership and equity. Oh, dear Lord. I think I might have spelled that right. Boom! Like I really barely graduated high school. I'm not kidding you. I've got my high school diploma in my backpack if you want to see it before we leave. I'm not kidding. I got it with me. Your agent, last time he was here, he says, I don't believe you. I want to see it. And I showed it to him. He goes, oh, dear Lord. He goes, don't show that to people. I said, I agree. I probably shouldn't show it to people, but I do because I want to give everybody hope. So ownership and equity. This one, Teresa, got me excited. You know why? Because I built a business. Anybody in here build a business? I know Teresa did. That's why I used her name. You build a business. What's so hard? It's almost impossible. You're building a business to give ownership and equity of that business away. But you got warriors fighting for you. You got people that will walk over hot coals for you, walk over glass for you. They'll do anything for you. They'll help you build your company, and you're loyal to them. But they got no way of giving you ownership and equity, right? It's tough. You and I helped build that last organization that you and I are with. I should not just start having side conversations with Justin while I'm up here talking to y'all because I just lost my tongue completely. What I was trying to say eloquently was Justin and I worked for a company that we helped build from the ground floor. We didn't get no equity, right? Did you? They liked you a little better than me. But and I don't blame them. I'm not picking on them. It's hard to give away ownership and equity. And my man Daniel Ng says, hey, we got ownership and equity. Glenn Sanford, the founder of this company, said, hey, I want to give the warriors, the ones out there putting all their chips in, the ones putting money in to do open houses like he mentioned. I want to give them opportunity to have equity and ownership of this company. I'm getting excited now. I'm like, I've never been able to offer that. I got a big fat payday when I sold my company. It felt amazing. We had a party. Remember that? We had a beautiful party at the office. Tears for many reasons. I'm going to tell you all a funny story because I want to. They came to my office and said, hey, we're about to do the wire transfer to your bank account. I try to play cool, you know what I'm saying? It's good. I'm right. Yeah, because this guy is like the best of the best of the best when it comes to financial services. I got to hang out with this guy for a couple years, and I was being cool with it. And he goes, but he left, and the wire transfer hadn't happened yet. He goes, don't worry, it'll happen any moment. I was like, all right, cool. Well, he leaves. I'm checking like every 5 minutes. My pastor happened to be there at this meeting. He says, let's go grab some food. You need to relax. I need to get in your head for a little bit. And we sat down. This is the first thing my pastor said to me. He goes, listen, your world's about to change dramatically, but understand this. The rest of the world's not. It's going to stay the same. I need you to be the same. I was like, okay, can I check my bank account? He said, yes. Right. So we're at Fuzzy's. You get a 7-figure payday and you go to Fuzzy's. And so I'm at Fuzzy's and I see it come through. And immediately I thought, oh, dear Lord, I got to get off the Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like someone's going to steal my money. That's a true story. And I'm telling you this for a reason. I got that paycheck. The warriors that helped me build it did not get the equity. There was none to give. I was able to sell my company, and what my life was forever changed. Now, the company that bought me, thank God, they're incredible. They're now offering equity to the warriors. Okay. But I didn't have that ability till I sold. Y'all with me? We have that here. Glenn said, hey, I'm going to give y'all a chance to own what I built. I'm like, yes, I'm in. There's 5 ways you can earn equity. Number 1 is if you do your first transaction, right? Number 2 is if you cap out, okay? How many sales does it take you to cap out? 6 or 7? 6. You see, I told you not to give the number. You gave the number. He gave the same number you gave. I didn't want you to get that. Been on the mark? 6 or 7. I've heard 5. Some areas I've heard 4, okay? Not real hard to cap out, right? It's not real hard to cap out. But Gabe, what about you? Around 5? Okay, so Gabe's around 5. So you cap out and then they give you more stock. Not bad, right? Let's say you invite your friend Myra in. Let's say Myra's my friend. Judy invited you, right? Yes, so Judy invited Myra, but let's say I invited you for this sake. I invite Myra. Myra goes out and does her first transaction. They give me ownership in the company. How cool is that? And Benet, they give her ownership in the company. Okay, that's the 3rd way. The 4th way is you become an icon producer. My icon producers in here, can y'all raise your hands? We got Gabe. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a commercial icon in the room. The first commercial icon in the room, Calvin Wong. I shouldn't be speaking. He should be speaking. You know what I'm saying? He's a commercial icon. Okay, enough of that. Can you do autographs later? Sweet. We'll sit up here. We'll sign. He'll do a book signing right up here. But where was I? I wasn't paying attention. Icon. So you get equity when you become an icon. And then the last way, which I think is the coolest, like if any financial advisor would tell you this, if you have an opportunity to buy a stock cheaper than what they're selling it for, buy it. Y'all with me? Buy it. That's like, duh. I'm hearing agents get signed up with me, Daniel, and they're signing up the sponsor. Hey, should we do this thing where we give some of our commission away to buy some stock? I'm like, what is wrong with some of you educated people? I'm stupid, and I got that one. You buy it at a discount day 1, and it is what's it called when you can get it immediately? You're vested immediately. Like how, Nancy? What are you thinking about? And I'll be talking to them, like, how many degrees you got? And they got 5, that's the problem. They made you stupid up in there. You just quit overthinking this thing. Instead, I'm sorry if anybody's got 5 degrees. I didn't mean to offend nobody. I try to pick a really high number. So even 2. But anyhow, so I shouldn't have said that. I got to tell you another funny story. My daughter and I, about 3 years ago, were in Austin, Texas, and there was this guy in the front row, and he was having a tough time speaking. And I finally looked at him, just kidding, Scrib. I said, how many college degrees you got? And he says, well, my wife says I am the poorest, most educated man she's ever met. And he goes through, I got a degree in social, I got a degree in this, I got a degree. And I'm lost. I'm like, bro, how many degrees you got, you know? And he went through the whole thing again. Finally, my daughter looked at him and goes, he's looking for a number. She was like 14 at the time, guys. And then afterwards, after Justin, she goes, did I step out of line, Dad? I said, no, you did good. He needed that, man. So, but it's a no-brainer. Glenn is giving us an opportunity to buy his stock at a discount, and we're vested immediately. Come on, right? I'm getting more and more excited when Calvin and Daniel are telling me this, okay? I haven't quite texted my pastor yet and said I found it, but I'm getting really, really, really close, all right? So let's talk about the fourth pillar. Let's see if the fourth pillar is what did it. So Daniel and Calvin start talking about this. Okay? Now, they didn't explain it this way, but this is how I know it. This is how I've been taught it for 20 years. Okay? Does anybody not know what this is? Or I don't want to embarrass nobody. Who knows what this is? Raise your hand. Like, raise your hand if you know what this is. You know what this? You know what this, Gary? Okay. This is the cash flow quadrant by Kiyosaki. Okay. And it talks about being employed, self-employed, business owner, investor. Okay. I got into business to be a business owner. Y'all with me? I want to be a business owner. Who in here wants to be a business owner? Like who in here, like, you know, you got a boss and you're thinking, I'd do it different. You know, if I were in charge, I'd do it different, right? Who said that? Come on, don't lie to me. I better see 100% of the hands going. Come on, everybody has. Raise your hand. Come on. Everybody has. We've all said that. We looked at our boss going, yeah, bro, I would do it so different than you, right? We've done that. Then the question is, why don't we? Glenn Sanford has given us an opportunity to do that. Glenn Sanford has given us a gold mine right in the palm of our hands. He's given each and every person in here, whether you're brand new, done this for 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, 2 seconds, you have a chance to be a business owner with this man. Are y'all hearing me? I don't think you're hearing me. You have a chance to be a business owner with this man. He has given us his platform for us to go business. This is insane. So they started talking this language to me. They didn't say it just like this, Justin, but I heard that's what they were saying. I was like, oh, dear Lord, back up. Now I'm texting my pastor going, I, capital letters, found it, right? What is it, right? What got me out of retirement was this. The 3 pillars, had to have them before we got here. Got to have all 4. However, this one sent me over the edge, Gabe. I was like, this is it. So here's the challenge. Who in here is an employee? Like, you got a job right now, but you know, and you're doing this like a side deal job. Just only 2 people? Come on, 3? There's more than that. You heard my man TC. He did it for how many? TC, how many years did you have a job while you were doing this? 15 years. And I only got 3 people in the room raising their hands. Someone's not telling me the truth. There's more employees in the room. I promise you that. Huh? That's your self-employed job. So understand, there's nothing wrong with being employed. I'm not knocking it at all. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would look at my boss sometimes, our old boss, that, bro, I do that a bit different. You know what I'm saying? I do that a little bit different. So this is easy. So you want to go here if you can, being self-employed. This is where people get tricked up, Myra, especially real estate agents. Since I've gotten in this business over 2 years now, and I'm interviewing real estate agents, I'm learning more and more about them. And they think they're business owners, but they're not. They're self-employed. The moment they quit working, the money quits coming in. Everything is based off their efforts. And it breaks my heart. Because I built a business in the insurance arena, selling $45 a month policies, and built a multi-million-dollar business. And you guys, y'all in the best business in the world. Are y'all aware of this? I don't think some of you do. I don't think the avenues that real estate has, the things that you can do inside of real estate. I'm telling you, y'all got the best gig in the world. I'm going to say it again just to make sure y'all understand what I said. I built a business, and sold it for multi-millions, selling $45 a month policies. What are y'all doing? Y'all doing transactions? I mean, we had luxury here last week. What is that? That starts at 1.2 million, something stupid like that. You know what I'm saying? Calvin's selling, the downtown Reunion Tower. That's a little bit more expensive than a 45. You with me? Like we have, like, this is the easiest uneducated way I can say it. This stuff's sexy. Y'all with me? Jennifer, when I tried to get people into insurance, it wasn't so sexy, man. I was like begging people, Sean, like, come on, man. You can do it, I promise. I promise you can do it. You only get shot at a couple times. It's good. But this is unreal what y'all can do. What y'all have the ability at your hands, and you get to build a business in it. Okay? So don't stay here. I want you to go here. Okay? Well, how do you do that? Okay? I'm going to draw it out the way I've drawn out for 20 years. Daniel shows it a bit different. What I recommend highly, if this is your first time here watching this opportunity, please, I'm begging you, come back next week and watch Daniel explain it. Okay? Because you'll understand a little bit more. You need both, I believe, to understand it completely. Right? So I'm going to explain it the way I know and have done it for 20 years. What you want to do is go out and invite 12 people. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You want to invite 12 people to come check this out. Okay, this is you right here. So you want to invite 12 people to come watch me, an uneducated dodo brain that can't spell and can't add, who sold a business for millions and is building a business over here for like 8 figures. Okay, you just want to invite them. Hey, come check it out. Just come check it out. See what you think. Come check it out. Don't get upset. Don't get worked up. Don't be like, well, they didn't show up. Good. Invite more, right? And then some of them show up and say they don't want to do it. Good. Invite more, right? Some of them show up, start, and quit. Good. Invite more. Are y'all understanding the deal here? Don't overcomplicate this thing. I watch people complicate the simplest things in the world. Like, don't mess this thing up. People are messed up. I really think sometimes, I won't say it again. So, whoa, what happened to my circles? Thank you. So, thank God. See, I shouldn't knock college because these are two very smart college guys. There's nothing wrong with college. Some people just, it lets them make them stupid. So, this is you, and you bring in 12 folks, y'all with me? And just invite them in, and they sign up, get sponsored, all that good stuff. Here's what's going to happen. Mark my words, this will happen. But you got to get 12. You got to get 12. Mark my words, this will happen. These 4 are going to be nuts. They're going to be crazy just like you. They're going to be like, hey, you're telling me Glenn's going to let us build a business on his platform? Get out of my way. I'm going to invite everybody. Like, they'd be inviting everybody. Every day, Daniel be showing play in his office. Dear Lord, you bring another person? For the love of God. You know? No kidding. These 4 are insane. This is what you're looking for, okay? But you can't get these 4 unless you get 12. I'm telling you, it's just the way it works. I've been doing this 20 years. I've been taught by the best of the best of the best. Any insurance people in here? That you built an insurance business? You? No? Okay. These 4 here, they're going to marinate a little bit and kind of sit around, and they're going to be like, I don't got time to build. Those are the people that really need to build. If you're saying you ain't got time to build, you're the one that needs to build. You know why? Because when you quit working, you ain't got time. You're the one that needs to do it. Okay? That's what I tell my clients all the time back in the insurance world. They say, I can't afford it. Then you're the one that need to get it. Because when you die, they're really in trouble. Your family's in trouble today. Imagine when you're dead. It's going to get worse. Okay? So if they're telling you ain't got time, these 4 need to go. But leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't try to get them to be these 4. Just be sweet and be nice to them. That's it. Okay? These 4, I don't care what you do for them. Hey. I don't care what you do for them. You can tie their shoes. You can feed them. You can give them lunch money. They're still going to complain. They're going to be angry about something. And you can usually spot them a mile away now. Back in the day, Brandon, we couldn't spot them a mile away. Now you can spot them a mile away. It's called Facebook. And just see the stuff they post. And they start complaining about anything and everything. Just they complain about you next. It's coming. Just buckle up, man. You're going to be on their Facebook feed soon. This guy told me I'd get rich and I didn't. And I'm smarter than him. I know you are. That's why you ain't rich. So don't worry about it, but just keep bringing them in, okay? That's all you do. These 4, they're going to bring in so many people. We have 7 tiers here, Sean. Why did I say Sean? Glenn Sanford is giving us 7 levels, Benet, to build with, okay? Meaning you get commissions off all of these levels. So these 4 are going to bring in the most of your business. These will bring in some here and there. And what you'll find is there'll be a crazy nut job down here. You'll find it. And when I say crazy nut job, y'all cool with that? I'm like, it's me. Like, I'm going to build and get rich here. All right, y'all with me? Like, you want to find like Brent Gove. Just look for him. He's out there. And someone over here will find him, I promise. But these guys in here, let's say you have 5,000 people on your team, 4,000 are coming from this group, this four right here. Every time. There's no way around it. It's just the way it works. Okay. And this is what I call, so you got people here, you got people here. Let's say you got like, 1,000 on level 7. You got 1,000 people on level 7. This is what I like to say. This is when you're making money while you're making money while you're making money while you're making money while, y'all want to help me finish? You're making, only 2 people want to do this. So you're making money while you're making money while this is what it is. This is a business now. This is, you go to, who wants to travel? Who here likes to travel? Where do you want to go? Asia. There's a lot of room over there. Can you be more specific? Japan. There we go. That's a little smaller. So Japan. So she's in Japan. She's having a good time, right? This is Jennifer, by the way. Anybody not know Jennifer? Raise your hand if you don't know. That's Jennifer. Okay. So that's Scrib. I almost said husband. So in fact, let's just get this over with. By the powers vested, I'm just kidding. So where was I? I wasn't paying attention again. Thank you. Sean, I've lost a friend today. Scribner was my buddy up until just then. That's when it ended for Paul. Yeah, he knows jiu-jitsu. If I don't come back next week, we all kind of, Jason, hook me up. You're big, you're strong. I'm going to need you to protect me on the way out. Scrib's not happy with me right now. Where was I? So she's in Japan having a good time with her family, Nancy. Does she have to answer every phone call, or is she having a good time? If she has this, does she have to answer the phone call? If she doesn't, if she's self-employed, guess what she has to do? Has to answer the phone call, has to answer everything. And then she comes back from Japan, and this is what so many people say, and it breaks my heart. I need a vacation from my vacation. I hate when people post that. It breaks my heart so bad because I know what it means. You didn't enjoy while you were there. You weren't present while you were there. And you think everything else is wrong in the world. No, you're stuck here and self-employed. You just stuck. Because even people will post, I'm self-employed and loving it. It's like a badge of honor. It's a badge of no, don't do that. Because everything revolves around you. This is what I tell people. When self ain't working, self is unemployed. And now at this point, being employed is better than self-employed. Because if you're employed, where is it? If you're employed, you get benefits and stuff, right? If you quit working here, you ain't getting nothing. Nobody paying you anything. But if you're over here, now let's turn down to a negative real quick, if that's okay, because it's reality. This is life, and I'm not going to use anybody in here like I used for the last scenario. But you get cancer, you get heart disease, you can't work. What are you going to do? See, if you're here, you're looking at your wife or your husband and saying, "We're in trouble. Not only do I have to fight for my life, but we're about to lose everything." Good God Almighty. Why would you do that when Glenn Sanford says, here, build a business on my platform. Just invite people. Quit trying to make them warriors. Quit trying to make them superstars. Just keep inviting enough warriors, enough TCs will come up. You'll find you a Scribner. That'll better. You find you a Scribner. I'll say it 4 more times. Just make sure he don't beat me up on the way out. You will find a Scribner that will come into your life that will forever change everything. I'm not kidding you. It's happened to me many times. Carolyn's been with me when we've hired someone, and I look to her and go, buckle up, everybody around us. It's about to get crazy. And they'd bring in like 500 people. Yeah, right? Okay. So, self-employed, and I need to get to the money real quick. Sorry. Oh, dear Lord. Why do I keep doing? Oh, there we go. In fact, let's do this number right here. I've really butchered this. Read Richard Kiyosaki. Is it Robert or Richard? Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Man, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Did I say Rich Man, Poor Dad? I promise y'all, if I can do this, y'all can do this. I'm serious. This is normal, right? Carolyn drives me, and every time she drives me, she says, "Why are you driving?" I said, "I don't know. I kill us almost every time." But it's cool because I almost kill us, Gabe, and then I get rewarded for saving our lives. But I'm the one that almost started the wreck. Anyhow, so read Kiyosaki's book. Whoa. Employee self-employed, business owner, investor, because this is where you want to go. This is where you want to be. You want to be a business owner. Okay. We're not even going to focus on investor. I'll tell you who's an investor in this room. That's Daniel Ng. Him and his family, they're investors. That's a whole different category. I'm not even going to get into that right now. Okay. But I want you to go from here to here, and all you have to do is invite people. Now, check this out. Why did it get thinner? Oh, nice. So the question is, Myra, are you asking yourself, well, what do I make off of or you're not asking that question, but are some of you like, well, how do you make money when you bring people in, right? That's a legit question. How do you make money when you bring people in? Is anybody thinking about that? Right. Okay, good. A couple people. Thank you. So let me break it down for you in the most simplistic way possible. This group right here, right? You're making about $400, maybe $450 every time they do a transaction. Now, there's a breakdown in actual percentage and actual number because we are traded on the NASDAQ, so Glenn has to show these numbers. What I'm about to show you is not Glenn's numbers. These are Paul's numbers. They're simpler, okay? Come next week, and I promise you, Daniel does a great job of showing Glenn's numbers, the NASDAQ numbers. But I'm telling you right now, it's about $450, okay? So each person, so if you have 12 people and they all do a transaction, you make them about $450. Is that good? It's not bad, right? Please understand me. I built a business and sold it just like this for multi-million dollars in a business where we sold policies for $45 a month. I'm going to keep saying that till one of y'all walk out of here and say, dear Lord, what can we do here? We're selling $1 million homes. This is a different ballgame completely, right? So $400, you come down to level 2, it goes a little higher, it goes a little bit more, you get paid a little bit more, $450 to $500. You go down to 3, I think it drops down a little bit. You go up to 4, it goes up a little bit. You go down to 5, it goes down to 7. But don't worry about all that. Please, I'm begging you. Here's what I never want you to do. Please hear me. Don't ever try to figure out what you're making off this person. Please don't do that. Please, I'm begging you. I've seen so many transactional leaders, Jason. It's Jason, right? Jason, I've seen so many transactional, by the way, social media works. Jason's here because of my social media. Not bad. I really need to quit doing that. Social media, no, see, I did it. Yeah. I don't want you to focus on, I've seen a lot of transactional leaders and they never get to 100, 200, 500 people on their team because they're always looking at them as dollar signs. You're dead in the water the moment you do that. I don't want you looking at dollar signs, Judy. I want you to know what's his birth date, what's his wife's name, what's his kid's name, what's his favorite football team, where did he go to school? What does he like to do? And most importantly, why is he going to do this? Why is he going to get out of bed and be a self-employed person, be a warrior, have a warrior mindset of I can't quit? Why? That's what you want to know, not what you're making off that one person. I promise you, you're dead in the water the moment you start thinking that way. She was with me for 15 years. She saw every person that walked through her door, I'm going to build just like Paul. And they'd come to her, hey, how much am I going to make off this policy? And Karen would be like, man, you ain't gonna make nothing. You are dead in the water. You looking at everybody as dollar signs. Take the time. Take a genuine interest in this person. And I swear to you, I promise you, I swear to you, all this will take care of itself. All this will take care of itself. And you can make millions and millions of dollars by just knowing that person. And then knowing that person. And then knowing that person. Go play pickleball with them. I talked about pickleball yesterday. I ain't never played before. I said, Justin, you want to play pickleball? Let's go play pickleball. Yeah, let's go look like idiots. I think I'll look good. I'll wear expensive stuff and try to make it look good. But seriously, that's all you want to do. And you can build a massive business. Okay? Now, there's this thing called cap, and I want to talk about that real quickly. If you do 5, 6, 7 sales, okay, you move to a 100% contract. Can I just leave it at that? Like who wants to earn 100% of their sales? Raise your hand. Dear Lord, everybody should want to do that. Come on. Some people ain't raising their hands. Like you should raise 2 hands, Nancy. Come on, work with me. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy's my girl. So all you need to do is get you 5 or 6, 7 sales. That's it. And then you want to become an icon like these guys. Listen, it's not that difficult. I've been looking at the numbers. I've been looking at leads. It's not that difficult to hit icon, gang. Get you enough leads. Build you enough activity, and I promise you, doing 10, 15, 20 sales a month, it can be done. I want to know who's going to be the first one to do it. I want to know who's going to stand up and say, you know what? Paul's right. I can easily do 20 a month. I can easily do 10 a month. I promise you can. Just go for it. Okay? Now, I'm gonna end on two things here. I'm gonna quit drawing on the board. Y'all are saying thank God. Number one is Daniel Ng is our leader, and he has built an organization for all of us to where if you want to do residential, you can do residential. If you want to do commercial, you can do commercial. I shopped the world out there. There's not too many organizations that allow you to do that. And Daniel is saying, hey, use my expertise of 20 years and I'll teach you commercial. That's a gift right there all by itself. Daniel has built an organization of the most giving hearts, the most loving people I've ever met. I was being joking a little bit there, but I'm here the first time. The whole time I really wanted to turn around and go home. I was like, do I really want to do this again? I've done it once. I got my success. I got my big payday. I can retire. I'm done. Do I really want to do this again? And thank God I showed up, because Daniel has built an organization of people that serve, people that love. They don't make fun of you because you hadn't made it. The coolest thing, Justin, when I came here, is none of them were like, hey, you sit over in the corner there because you hadn't done a transaction yet. And we're laughing, but there's organizations like that. I went to a convention of another group, and I'm not kidding you, that's the way they are. You sit over there until you do something for us. Till you prove yourself to us, you sit over there. Daniel's the opposite. Daniel's like, hey, I don't care what you've done. You come here messed up, jacked up, you come on in, we're going to treat you, we're going to serve you, we're going to care for you, we're going to love on you. That's just the way it's going to be. And I was like, man, did I ever find a home? And I got a cool nickname like the first time I got here. Monkey King. That's a blessing. What Daniel's created here is a blessing. And it's amazing that I was able to come here with no experience whatsoever, and everybody had open arms and said, hey, what can we do for you? How can we help you? And all these guys, all these icons answered their telephones. Judy's become one of my best friends because I think she's awesome. We shoot videos together. She says she's nervous, and then all of a sudden she's not nervous no more. You were nervous in the beginning, and now she's like, boom. Am I right? She's amazing now. Where else can you find something like that? So as I'm saying this and y'all are hearing me, you need to be saying to yourself, why am I not inviting more to Daniel's culture? Daniel's already built it. Daniel has set the standard of who we are and how we behave and how we act. He set the standard. Now all we got to do is invite people. And if they don't fit into that culture, they're going to leave. They'll weed themselves out. Don't worry. Well, I got a guy, he's kind of a jerk. Bring him in. He might not be a jerk no more. But if he is going to continue to be a jerk, he will weed himself out. I swear to you. He won't be able to handle the niceness. Is that a word? Niceness? Nicicity? Nicicity? Now I'm thinking of a group when I said nicicity. Toxicity. I'm on System of a Down now. I'm really going down a bad path. So that is who we are, and that's what we represent. Now I want to end on this. I'm interviewing a lot of real estate agents. I'm talking to a lot of real estate agents, and here's what I know is people have quit dreaming. They just quit dreaming. They think where they are is where they need to be. And if they just get a little better, everything's... No, I want you to dream big. God, please dream big. God didn't make no garbage. God made us all to be great. He wants all of us to have abundance. I promise you he does. So go out and get it. But you got to dream big. You can't be dreaming this little bitty box. The first time I met Scrib, we went to breakfast, and he goes, I want to go to Vietnam. I said, why? He goes, I just want to go. I said, that's what I'm talking about right there. Well, I want to go because I have a 5-point presentation plan I want to show you. What? No, you just want to go because you're dreaming. Why not? What is it that you want? Why are you going to do this? Why are you not going to quit? That's the most important question. Why? What is the point to where you're going to say, I ain't quitting. I got to figure this thing out. If Judy can do it, if TC can do it, right? I can do it too. If that idiot Paul Roberts can do it, I can do it. The dude can't spell. He can't concentrate. Look at me. I promise you. But you got to dream big. I need you reading great books. Please. I urge you to read great books. And I know people aren't dreaming. You know why? And I'm not knocking training. I'm not knocking education. But what I notice about real estate agents, they get more fired up about education and training over dreaming and why. I don't care how much education training you got. If you ain't got a why inside of you, a dream inside of you, it ain't going to do nothing for you. Well, I've got 20 years experience. I don't care how much experience you got. That means nothing if you don't have something deep inside of you. I've met doctors that have tons of experience, and I wouldn't send my dog to them. You hear me? They got tons of experience, but I wouldn't send my dog to them because they got no bedside manner. They're horrible. What matters is what's inside of you. Why are you doing this? Your customer, you don't even have to tell your customer why you're doing it. They will feel it. And I promise you, you'll be able to take advantage of what Glenn Sanford has built for us. It is no joke. It is no accident as to why you're here right now and having the opportunity to build of what Glenn has built for us. I believe with everything in my heart, Gabe, in 2009, Glenn Sanford was building this thing. And he says, hey, it's going to be this dodo brain, Paul Roberts, that comes along in 2023. He's going to think about retiring, but I'm going to pull him out of retirement because I'm going to build the best platform in the world for fools just like him, for fools that have dreams and want to do great things in life. You with me? You got to dream. When was the last time you sat down and you just dreamed with yourself? Hey, you know, why not me? Why can't I have this? I can have this. It's not meant for a certain amount of people or a certain type of person or someone with an education or not an education. It's meant for you. What are you going to do to go get it? Well, you got to figure out what it is, why you want to do it. I promise once you figure that out, everything in your life changes. Hang around people that have big dreams and big whys. Quit hanging around people that don't. Quit hanging around people that get upset about every Facebook post. Just quit hanging out with them. You don't have to hang out with them. Hang out with people like Daniel Ng, who's got a big dream. Daniel wants to affect and change 3 generations of people. That's a man with a big dream. And by the way, Daniel doesn't have to work right now. Daniel's in the I category and he's in the B category. He's in the best of both worlds. The man doesn't have to work, but he works harder than me. I'm not afraid to admit it. I got a big fat paycheck. I slowed down a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all would too, probably. Anyhow, but so any questions whatsoever? No? You sure? Please, just I want you to ask, hey, anybody in here want to tell me why they're going to do this? What their dream is? Judy, tell me. Hang on. Give her that. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Script.
I got it. It's not a question, but I just want to, when you keep saying the dream, I just want to have a personal testimony about that. So some of you know that my previous career was in scrap metal recycling for 25 years. And I had a scrapyard that I had on autopilot that I don't have to, just checking emails once in a while. I have people in place and they just run the business for me. And I mean, I sold the business a couple years ago, but my last couple of years, I didn't know what I want to do. Continue, because like I say, I have free time, right? And then I was comfortable. And then I keep thinking, what else can I do? But the thing is that the company, I mean, the reason the business was sold because the the permit was not renewed. And so I just didn't feel like that I have the drive. I didn't have the things to do, anything else. Every day I just check a few emails. And one day I went to a church retreat that had a speaker. I think most of you probably know too. She was on Tony Robbins' last summit. She was the owner of L'Oreal. She sold the business, but when she started the business, she started at her home and trying different product, different tasting, and then she couldn't get money from people, and then she got turned down everywhere and bankrupt and things like that. But because she had a dream that kept her going, and that when I heard that, I was at the lowest point that I couldn't get my license renewed. And 25 years of my career, what I established and what I know, that's part of me, and that was gone. And I realized, because I was so comfortable, that I didn't have the dream. And once I realized that energized me. Okay, what else? I did scrap metal for 25 years, but that cannot be me. I am not scrap metal. I have to stay and start discovering what is my dream. And I think that's then find the purpose of my life instead of just my work.
Yeah.
So
Give her a hand. Give her a hand. That's good. And what I love about what Glenn has built for us is he's allowed us to dream as big as we want to dream. We can have the craziest, stupidest, biggest dreams in the world. I can build in India. I can build in Japan, I think. Can I build in Japan yet? Almost. I mean, just think of the possibilities for all of us of where we get to build. India, did I already say that? I said that twice now. Italy. I mean, so many places. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I have a testimonial too. Just like what you said, been in business long, very comfortable, 2 jobs. Previous brokerage was a flat fee. Like a lot of us came from a flat fee brokerage. You know, the mindset of like giving my money away. I don't want to give my money away. That day, I called Daniel. I was like, man, really, do I really want to go to Plano during rush hour? Like, took me an hour and a half to get here after work. You know, get off work at 4:30 and then get here till 6. And I was so thankful that I met Daniel and Calvin that day. You know, really just reflect back is when you're comfortable, you're not going to grow. Get out of your comfort zone. I did because, and I'm so glad I did. Being the flat fee, yes, but I paid a lot more to the flat fee brokerage
Mm.
than what I really pay EXP. Once I hit Icon, everything's back to me in the form of stocks. I actually not making more than what the cap, but my goal is the more I mentor others, the more agent I have in my revenue organizations, it pays back. So we're more than 100% commissions. We're
Mm.
actually making money
That's
and
good.
not giving away money. And if the company sold to XYZ, I still have ownership. If for some reason one day I'm not here, it's willable to my children, my spouse. They have to have a license, right? Obviously, they want to get license, uh, and so that's the beauty. That's the beauty, and just busy. Everyone's busy, but comfortable. We're all comfortable. You know, growing up, I lived with my parents, never left home. I wish I did. College, don't have a college life. Going to school, going home, going to work. Looking back, I wish I stayed away so I have a college life. But to me, it's late if you don't come. Rather late than never. Rather come late and never come. So I'm very thankful. I found home. This is home to me because I'm in an environment where I love to share and others love to share. I'm not competing. I love Texas Ace Team. They inspire me to work harder.
Yeah.
I learn so much from them. They're young. I respect them highly. Learning new traits that I don't have yet. And this is the beauty of our team, our family. And I welcome you to learn more about our team. And earlier I mentioned my phone number. Reach me if you have any question or whomever invite you to attend. I just want to end there. Thank you.
You're a beautiful man. Thank you. So, real quick, again, this is our leadership development. Teresa, we would love for you to get up here and train. There's so many people we'd love to get up here and train. Ernesto, Gabriel, Gabriella, we'd love to have y'all come train because it grows you. We gave Scribner off. He's been like 2 weeks in a row now. But he grew in 2 weeks real good, didn't you? Yeah, he grew. And it was funny as he was growing, he was going through some of the craziest challenges too, but I guarantee you he went through those challenges better because he grew those 2 weeks. I'm telling you, when you get up here, this is our leadership development. If you want to lead a team, and by the way, who in here thinks this is a headache in leading, 500, 400 people? Be honest. You're like, oh my God, there's a lot of people I got to work with, right? Do you know it's harder to work with 4 than it is like 400? Seriously, you can ask Daniel. I bet he'll tell you that when he had his first 5, way harder than when he got to like 300. I'm not kidding. It's just the way it works. It's kind of like snow skiing. People always want to know, I can't turn. You got to move, fool. You can't sit there and turn, but they're afraid to go. Therefore, they can't turn. But it's really easy to turn once you start moving. Same thing here. You just bring in more people. So this is our leadership development. I encourage you, please go to Daniel and say, hey, I want to teach. I'm scared to death. We want you to be scared. Like, be real. Like, I'm scared, but I want to do this because that's how you'll grow. And by you growing, we're all growing, every one of us. Because no kidding, man, when I was listening to him speak right there, Daniel, I was like, why don't I have 15 people here hearing this, damn it? That was my exact thought. I need 15 people hearing exactly what that man just said. Instead, I only got 4 or 5 here. That's not good. I need 15 to hear what he just said. Y'all with me? Nancy, you ready to train? Myra? Like, hey, no, I didn't guess. Shut up. You want to train next week, Myra? Yeah, I like you. That's all I got. Thank you, Daniel Ing. Y'all free to hang out and talk, chat. This is a great place. By the way, I'm wearing my panda shoes today. I purposely wore these for Daniel. My wife or my daughter bought them for me. I was like, I got to wear those Wednesday when I'm speaking. So thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Please go out and get yours because it's a big old world and there's so much we can all get. Adios.